The 5 a.m. Club by Sharma. Each of us has something special inside we were meant to discover, develop, and use to shape a better life and world. You may know what your true purpose is, or you may still be searching for it. Either way, when you incorporate the behaviors and tips of the 5 a.m. Club, you'll deepen your understanding of your unique genius and true self so you can master your creative and productive potential. When you truly understand your purpose, you'll reach great heights and become an exceptional achiever in your chosen field. What is the 5 a.m. Club? The 5 a.m. Club describes people who've learned the importance of rising early and starting their day with the intention of getting the most from it. The first hour after you wake up is your most productive hour of the day. Your body and brain are recharged and more capable of focus and creative thought. When you rise before dawn, the world is quiet and devoid of the distractions that zap your attention and cognitive energy. If you follow the steps to create a successful morning routine, you can begin your day focused, grounded, and ready for the tasks ahead. Why a morning routine is important for productivity. You have the ability to master your creative genius and reach your peak performance level to produce exceptional results. But too often, distractions, such as technology, social media, and the news, steal your mental energy and deplete the cognitive resources required for optimum productivity. Another barrier to productivity is motivation. As a society, our willingness to be distracted and seek out easy lives and cheap thrills have made us lazy. We settle for good enough because we live in a world where mediocrity is the standard. We've lost our childhood wonder about the possibilities in life and what we're capable of achieving. We're impulsive and passive rather than creative and productive. You need discipline, willpower, and determination to reach your creative goals. Real legends, those whose creative and productive output positively affect the world, understand the importance of focus, practice, sacrifice, education, and patience in their work. They create solitary spaces to connect with their genius and reflect on their work. You can do this as well by starting each day committed to harnessing your mental, emotional, and spiritual power through a standardized early morning routine. The principles guiding the 5 a.m. Club. There are 5 tenets of the 5 a.m. Club. 1 hour of tranquility leads to a lifetime of achievement. There is no power in excuses. Without struggle, there will be no glory. Being extraordinary means being different. There is only one direction that leads to greatness: forward. When you incorporate these beliefs into your life, you separate yourself from the mere dreamers and ordinary workers who make up 95% of the population. They move through life like robots, performing the same actions every day and hoping for new results. To become extraordinary, you need to shed this way of thinking. To transform yourself, you must allow your old self to die to make room for a new you. To rise above mediocrity. First, educate yourself about your talents and chosen field to become more aware of ideas and opportunities to achieve. Second, use what you learn to make better choices about how to implement stronger strategies in your work. Third, maximize your implementation efforts to create better results. These steps will give you a competitive advantage in your field. Small changes of even 1% in any of these steps will have huge results. Claim your victory hour and strengthen your 4 power arenas. The time between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m. is called the victory hour because of how much you can accomplish within the first hour you're awake. You will learn the activities you need to perform to optimize this first hour in a later section. But first, you must understand why this hour is so important. All activities performed during the victory hour are aimed at strengthening the 4 power arenas of your life: strength building, brain training, personal growth, and positive accumulation. Arena 1. Strength building. Use the solitude of this first hour to learn about your strengths and how to increase your power to gain a better perception of who you are and what you're capable of. What you believe you can achieve directly correlates with what you will achieve. Once you start to understand what makes you exceptional and believe you can do exceptional work, you'll start making the right choices rather than the easy choices. Arena 2. Brain training. 2 regions of your brain are activated when you begin new behaviors. The first, The ancient brain controls your fight or flight reflex. Its main functions are to warn you of dangers in your environment and trigger the release of cortisol, the chemical that stimulates fear. The second, the mastery brain, is considered the high mind because it's responsible for cognitive reasoning and analysis, creativity, productivity, and foresight. These two parts of your brain compete for your attention. The ancient brain sees changes in your familiar routine as threats and stimulates you to sabotage your efforts. Sit with your thoughts so you can acknowledge your fears and confront them. Your resistance to self-sabotage strengthens your courage and resilience. Arena 3. Personal growth. You have 4 internal empires that influence how you approach life. When you nurture these empires, they support your personal and professional growth. Mindset. Your mind must be strong for the exhausting work of personal transformation and high creative and productive output. Heart set. You can't transform if your heart is full of anger, resentment, pain, jealousy, or melancholy. Clear out toxic emotions so forgiveness, gratitude, and inspiration can blossom. Health set. Focus on optimal physical health to ensure you can continue to develop your gifts and work for a long time. Soul set. Engage with your spiritual power to gain a greater capacity for love, insight, and strength. Strengthening these empires creates a calm, stable, and inspired internal environment, from which you can engage more easily with your full potential. Arena 4. Positive accumulation. When you focus on one day at a time, you can put all of your energy into reaching peak productivity that day. Generate high-performance days to gain a high-performance life. Consider positive accumulation like a shift in a flight plan. If you take off from Los Angeles and fly a straight path for 5 hours, you'll land in New York City. But if every 10 minutes you adjust the plane to the right by 1 inch, you could end up in the Caribbean or Australia. Refine and elevate your morning ritual on a regular basis to achieve levels of creativity, performance, and success you didn't know were possible. Create positive habits. Mastery doesn't happen overnight. You must consistently show up and work within the guidelines of the 5 a.m. Club to unleash your potential. Persistence separates the dreamers from the achievers. You need resilience, willpower, and determination to make waking early a habit. The 5-3-1 doctrine of willpower. Real behavior change that persists over time is difficult. But with the proper mindset, you can be better prepared to reach your goals. The following ideas can help strengthen your understanding of the type of willpower needed to make successful long-term habits. 5 truths about creating habits. Willpower is not ingrained, but developed through persistence. Discipline is the reward for waging war against your comfort zone. Recuperation is needed to recharge your fortitude. Habits are formed through a process, not a desire. Discipline in one area of life overflows into all areas of life. 3 principles for discipline. You can't win if you don't show up to play. Your confidence increases when you finish what you start. Your grit in private translates to grit in public. 1 theory for greatness. Do what is right instead of what is easy. You'll experience growing pains as you start to shift your life, but true change requires struggle. If you can make it to the other side of this struggle, you'll be rewarded with a new life. The following 4 steps of habit formation will help you begin the process and stick with it to the glorious end. 4 steps to forming a new habit. Step 1. Start with a trigger that jump-starts your new behavior. To wake at 5 a.m., this trigger is your alarm clock. Step 2. Begin the ritual of the behavior you want to make a habit. After the alarm goes off, jump out of bed immediately before your brain convinces you to go back to sleep. Step 3. Reward yourself to reinforce your ritual. Each day you get out of bed at the sound of the alarm, give yourself a treat that creates joy. You will begin to associate the ritual with joy. Step 4. Repeat the process every day. Repetition is the key to new habits. Each day you successfully perform your ritual, you'll alter the wiring in your brain by creating a new neural pathway for that behavior. Eventually, The pathway will form to the point where the new behavior becomes automatic. The 3 stages of mental transformation. You must go through these steps for 66 days to build a new neural pathway. During this period, you'll travel through 3 22-day stages on the way to automaticity: destruction, installation, and integration.
Stage 1. Destruction.
To rewire your brain to ingrain a new way of life, your old way of life must cease. During the destruction phase, you will feel your old self begin to slip away. This sensation will stimulate your ancient brain to thwart your progress. This stage is where courage and willpower will help you escape your brain's efforts to scare you off with fear and doubt. If you remain disciplined in your practice, you'll eventually succeed in moving to the next stage.
Stage 2. Installation.
Now that you've successfully erased your old patterns from your brain, the work of rebuilding begins. Your army of neurons will work overtime to construct your new pathway brick by brick over the next 22 days. Because of the energy required, the rest of your faculties will suffer. You may feel out of control, anxious, or confused, and you will want to quit. But these feelings are part of the struggle required to transform. Realize that you are far along the path, and stick with the practice to get to the end. Stage 3. Integration. The final 22 days are when the magic happens. You've pushed out of your comfort zone and created a new pattern of behavior. Each day you continue your practice, you pave the new neural pathway to cement the behavior. When you reach the end, your new behavior has reached automaticity, and you no longer have to think about it. You will be fully immersed in your new way of life. What to do during the victory hour. Now that you know how to make rising early a habit and what you should focus on during the victory hour, you're ready to learn how to use those 60 minutes to strengthen that focus. The 20/20/20 formula. The victory hour is separated into 3 20-minute periods to prepare your brain and harness your power for a successful day. Period 1. Exercise from 5 a.m. to 5:20 a.m. After you get out of bed, perform vigorous physical activity. Go for a run, do jumping jacks, or follow along to an exercise video. The activity is not as important as the level of activity. When you exercise to the point of sweating, you trigger beneficial chemical processes in your brain. Your brain releases hormones and neurotransmitters that help to transmit positive feelings throughout the body, improve mood, and support cellular reproduction. These chemicals also stabilize the ancient brain by reducing the release of cortisol. At the end of the 20 minutes, you'll be more psychologically sound and focused. Period 2. Reflect from 5:20 a.m. to 5:40 a.m. You stimulate your internal spirit when you sit quietly for periods of reflection. By staking claim to this solitary and tranquil period before the rest of the world wakes up and tries to distract you, you fortify your 4 internal empires and begin the day more connected to your true self. During this period, you might sit with your thoughts, journal, or meditate. Better yet, do all 3. Period 3. Grow from 5:40 a.m. to 6 a.m. Read books about icons in your industry. Listen to podcasts that increase your knowledge and skills about your craft. Watch videos about innovation, or consume self-help materials to deepen your personal awareness. This process is perfectly designed and ready to use to help you achieve deep awareness and peak performance. You have no excuses for wasting that precious first hour. Stick with this process for 66 days to make living an exceptional life a habit. A good morning starts with a good evening. You won't be able to successfully exploit the benefits of the victory hour if you're exhausted. How you end the night before is just as important as how you start each day. You must get enough quality sleep to support your mental capacity and overall health. The benefits of sleep are endless. When you're asleep, the brain cleanses itself with cerebral spinal fluid. Think of it like washing your car. Your neurons are scrubbed clean so they are shiny and new and ready for the hard work ahead when you wake up. Human growth hormone is also released when you sleep, which regulates emotions, improves cognition, and increases energy. These processes keep your brain healthy, which helps keep the rest of your body healthy. You disrupt these processes when you don't get enough sleep, and sleep deprivation has been shown to lead to premature death. A successful nightly ritual will help you sleep better and wake stronger so you can tackle the victory hour fully recharged and ready to grow. An optimal nightly ritual. You should be in bed and ready to sleep shortly after 10 p.m. to be able to wake up recharged at 5 a.m. If you're used to staying up late, this ritual will be difficult to follow, but you can use the same steps of habit formation to build your nightly routine. The following are suggestions for how to manage the last 3 hours of your day. From 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., eat your last meal of the day and turn off all devices. Studies show that the blue light from technological devices reduces the production of melatonin, nature's sleeping pill, in the body. Without melatonin, the body is not signaled to sleep, and the sleep you eventually get will be restless. From 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., use the quiet environment to engage meaningfully with family, read, meditate, or take a bath. Your goal is to help your body unwind and relax to prepare for sleep. From 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., prepare your exercise clothes for the morning, make time for gratitude practice, and get ready for bed. Optimizing your new habits for long-term success. You've worked hard to organize your evenings and mornings to create exceptional thoughts, beneficial behaviors, and successful outcomes. Now use the following tips to amplify your growth and keep the momentum going. Create a force field of solitude for your work and leave all distractions outside of this space. Use the first 90 minutes following the victory hour to focus on one important project that will elevate your craft and productive output. Follow that 90-minute period with cycles of 60 minutes of quiet, stable, and focused productivity and 10 minutes of rest and recuperation. Continue this cycle for the remainder of the workday. Accomplish 5 micro-improvements a day. Write down 5 things you need to accomplish to have a productive day, and celebrate each one when you complete it. Work out again after the workday is done to help you wind down for a successful nightly ritual. Get 2 deep tissue massages a week. Massages reduce stress, provide pain relief, and activate positive chemical processes in the brain. Use your commute to continue your education. Turn off the news and talk radio, and listen to audiobooks or podcasts that deepen your knowledge base in a meaningful way. Hire people to help with mundane tasks so you can focus your energy on your genius and activities that engage your passion. Schedule your weeks in advance. On Sunday morning, reflect on the past week and organize the week ahead. If you write something down, you're more likely to follow through. Create a learning hour during your day. Beyond the 20 minutes in the morning and time during your commute, commit to educating yourself for 1 hour a day to really become a leader in your field. Take time to recover. Your brain is like a muscle, and like any muscle stretched to its limits, it needs time to recover and prepare for more strenuous activity. The period of recovery is when real growth happens. When you stop and rest, you give your brain time to incorporate what it's learning. If you don't rest, you will overextend your brain and hit a wall, which is commonly known as burnout. Take technological vacations 2 days a week, spend time in nature, and do things that delight you, like cooking or dancing. When you return to your creative space, you'll be relaxed, focused, and ready to produce. Your path to legendary status. You uncover your full potential and true spirit when you use the principles and practices above to join the 5 a.m. club. As you master these processes, you'll feel all aspects of your life syncing together to create a new self embodying 7 virtues. 1. Bravery. 2. Forgiveness. 3. Integrity. 4. Understanding. 5. Sincerity. 6. Politeness. And 7. Humility. Exemplify strength by staying steadfast in your work. Exemplify courage by waging war for your life every day. Exemplify grace by spreading as much love as you can to everyone you see. People will recognize your power and strength, and you will be remembered as a legend.